All right, hello and welcome back to another session, or possibly probably the final session, right, of the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Hope you guys are doing well as always. Last session, we stopped off. I think we got called a recess, right, and then we were playing as Mikotoba with Shalom's, and we were investigating Jigoku's cabin. I believe that's where we started off. We found some evidence. We saw him. He was trying to like flee the country, but we caught him just before. And then after that, what happened? We gathered all the information, the evidence, all that jazz. And then after that, we went into the final day, probably the last time we're gonna do another trial. The last time we're gonna do a trial, and a lot of things happened. We got Jigoku to confess his crimes, that he was the one who killed Gregson. Albeit he did, try to put the blame on Asogi, but we refuted that. We gave him some evidence. I forgot it was. Oh yeah, I think it was that Asogi he left with the with whatchamacallit. He left on Dunkirk. And he went into like a hotel or whatever, a housing, and got his name on there. But I think it was something to do with like the ship crew as well. Leaving their posts every time they like disembarked or something like that. But yeah, we got Jigoku to confess his crimes. And then after that, he was saying, oh, there must have been, a British informant, right? Jigoku must have worked someone who was, on British land. Someone higher up to give all the information, what's going on, all the targets, movements, and all that. And we narrowed it down to Lord Stronghard, who obviously is the judge of this trial. And, he tried to run away from it, but Shlomes came in last minute. He said the call once, he would... I don't even know what I was saying. The truth. He just wanted the truth. Shlomes came in. He, said, oh, didn't Stronghard, didn't you say you wanted the truth? Nothing but the truth. Yada, yada, yada. And then, the card was like, let him on the stand. And this is probably where we're at, right? I think he's not going to be honored yet. He said there's another witness I think he wanted. But he... Basically, his plan was to kill everyone who was involved of the case of the professor. But there was only one person, which is Mikotoba, right? He was the one who penned the report. And even though Strong had killed Wilson, it wasn't... it wasn't just Wilson who was in that autopsy report. That's why, that was his plan. He's trying to cover his tracks. Now... we've got Mikotoba here to talk about what happened with the evidence, right? Because Strong had used forged evidence or something like that for the autopsy report or something like that. Was it the autopsy report was forged? There was like one. I don't think we haven't gone through it yet, but there was one evidence that was critical that made Kazuma's father, the professor, guilty as charged. But no, I don't think we're there yet. So we got Mikotoba as a witness to the events 10 years ago. We're gonna see what he's gonna say. Yuji Mikotoba, lecturer in forensic medicine at the Imperial Yume University in Tokyo, Japan. Goi's here. Yeah, I did suggest that Goi would know as well, because Chief would just tell all the stories to us. So I feel like it's lagging. Game. Kinda looks like it. Should I, wait, hold on a second. Is this what? Oh no, it's like even more laggy there. Is it? Yeah, that doesn't look right. We're going back here. Oh yeah, I forgot. It kind of... The reason why that's the case is Yeah, I don't know why game capture does that. I think it looks alright. It's just because the monitor is 60 hertz, right? Sorry about that. Let's just get into it. Okay, so the revelations about Dr. Sheaf that came to light some days ago defiled the reputation of the entire judiciary. He was therefore deemed unfit to appear as the witness in today's proceedings. The Ministry of Justice decision on that is final. Well, we wouldn't want any more perjury. I don't know why I say pre. We committed, would we? The Ministry of Justice. Some questionable scrings have been pulled, I think. Alright, so I remember you, Dr. Mikotoba. I certainly never expect you to be meeting you under these circumstances. Yeah, you should have been dead, but... Mikotoba is the assistant to Floam, so... My dear Mikotoba. That's right, I studied under Dr. Wilson at St. Sinners. So there is no Watson. Watson does not exist in this game. I was, yes. I assisted Dr. Wilson with the entire procedure. I was far more skilled than any Japanese man. Well, Dr. Wilson asked me to be his primary assistant on that occasion. And this autopsy report was actually penned by you, I believe. I think this is new music as well, now that I notice. I've noted all of the doctor's findings, and when we were here, or when we were done, he read through the document and signed it. I think maybe I have to talk slower. I don't know why I'm putting like other words that don't even exist on the sentence. As a secondary assistant, you wouldn't have had such a good view of all the innards. So, Professor, do you remember Inspector Gregson? Yeah, of course I do. Oh, he does, yeah. If it wasn't for his insistence, Lord Van Zeek's autopsy would have never happened. But he was absolutely convinced that it would reveal decisive evidence against Genshin, you see. The Lord Stronghand had to entreat the nobility to allow it. The nobility. Huh? What did I just said? To take place. No, I did say the. Do correct me if I'm wrong, my lord. It was a result of that autopsy that a mass murderer was apprehended and justice was done. Casper's like, no. Gregson admitted it before he was killed. He admitted that the results of the autopsy were fabricated. You were there at the time, so you must testify. You have an obligation to tell the truth about what really went on. Absolutely. That's precisely why I'm here. And that's why I'm here too. Very well then. You will give your formal testimony now, witness. Before you begin, a word of warning. Oh. You will state truthfully and accurately what you saw and what you heard at the time. Well, I saw Lord Stronghand, you know, chatting shit. And he was like something along the lines of, yeah, use this evidence to give to the prosecutor. I relinquished my role to Lord Van Zeek. I think that's what Stronghand said at the time. No. I was there just chilling, you know, having my afternoon tea. Alright, from my own observations, I couldn't say there was any indication of the autopsy results have been fabricated. Yep. That resulted from a wound made by a Western-style saw transfixing the heart. That I found a little strange. We said Western-style. You say Western? A Western-style sword, alright. There were no other signals of internal injury, nothing questionable at all. We need to press on that. It was just a beautiful but dangerous piece of evidence removed from the man's stomach. Presumed to have been swallowed by the victim as a way of posthumously identifying his assailant. That's crazy. That is actually crazy that Zeeks would do that. I mean, Clint. Nothing about fabrication. Professor Mikotoba, are you certain about that? Well, nothing that I could positively identify as such, much less swear to in testimony. Alright, easy that. Alright, I'm not going for the whole shebang. You only get one laugh per conversation. Per conversation, per paragraph. The only fabrication here, Asogi, has come from you. What? You claim the inspector confessed just before his death. But that That is the fabrication. No. You freely acknowledge it. Isn't the, you know, like the gallery thinking, hey, Lord Stronghand's being a bit assertive, ain't he? Well, maybe because, you know, we are putting the blame on him. You know, we are accusing him, right? It's like, alright, yeah, you know, he's getting accused here. Some allegations. Quite simply, there was nothing questionable about the investigation of Lord Clint Van Zeke's death. And with this testimony we have, without question, uncovered the whole truth of the matter. Yeah, why is Maria like on the side? Standing sideways. Just like that kind of autonomy statue, you know? Anatomy. I don't know why I said autonomy. God. Autonomy? What is that? Anatomy. All four of the professor's previous victims died with an enormous beast was set upon them that ripped out their throats. Oh, right. Yeah, but this time he didn't die from a beast. But curiously, the killer's last victim, Lord Clint Van Zeeks, suffered a different fate. Yes, you're right. Yeah, I never realized that. He was stabbed through the head with a sword. That's enough. Alright, I'm assuming Mikotoba is lying, right? Proposed to curtail your testimony as soon as it entered the realms of supposition? Supposition? Or speculation? Supposition, is that how you said? Very well, my lord. You know, I only gotta say English, as they say. In that case, the defense will pursue a conclusion to this during the cross-examination. What? Yeah, I have the right to cross-examine every witness after the testimony. And I fully intend to exercise the right. Inosuke. I'm afraid that even the presiding judge has no authority to contravene the letter of the law. Really? As I'm sure... Oh yeah, that's true. Every member of the gallery would agree. Is that actually true? Like in real life? Like, you can over... Like, it's actually mandatory for cross-examination. Oh, it is. I don't know. I mean, Ace Attorney isn't really the place where you learn your law. Maybe a bit of law. I mean, maybe the lingo. But, okay. Alright, we've got full health here. I could see there wasn't any indication. Alright, here we go. This is the first big thing. In all the previous 4 killings attributed to the professor, the victims were killed by an enormous dog, I believe. The throats were, well, mauled. Correct. And, alright, it's a 3 for... It could be... You think Lord Van Zeeks or Clint Van Zeeks? In fact, I've been one of the professor victims. There's no basis on which to doubt the findings of the investigation carried out at the time. But Genshin Sogi confessed to all his crimes upon his arrest. He admitted to have taken the lives of all 5 members of the autocracy. Autocracy? Aristocrats? Autocracy? No evidence was found to suggest that Genshin had ever kept a dog. A true hound of hell. Alright, understandable. So, Genshin wasn't the professor then. There were no other signs of eternal injury, nothing questionable at all. Alright, let's press in. Maybe this could be it. But you weren't actually present at the autopsy yourself, were you, Dr. Guy? Does that matter? Well, I just wondered how useful your testimony can be in that case, really. I mean, it would be different if your mother, Dr. Sheaf, were in the stand, but... I've read all the paperwork about the case, and Mom has told me the story countless times. The statement I just made is exactly what's written in the autopsy report. I did confirm that myself at the time, it's true. Besides the stab wound, there's no other signs of eternal trauma. Let's see. Mama told me all about it. Oh? She said there was nothing of note internally. But they did find an amazing piece of evidence. Something unbelievable. I guess we'll go through that one next. It was just that... Alright, yeah, okay. Yeah. What is that evidence? What exactly was it, though? What does beautiful but dangerous mean? Well, it was sparkling and round with a hole, as if it might slipped over a finger, perhaps. A ring? Yeah. Belonging to Genshin Asogi. My father's ring. It was inside the victim's stomach. Yeah, that's a bit crazy. Where I did put on auto because I was having to cough. While laving on the digitus quarteris of his left hand. What does that mean? The fourth? Yeah. Or the ring finger. Yeah. Do people say that? Like, worked in the medical field? Digitus quarteris. But I remember that ring. Is it digitus quarteris? Quartus. Digitus quartus. My father's possession was sent to our family home in Japan after his death, but the ring wasn't among them. Obviously not. It was a key piece of evidence. It remains in the lock and key in the stores at Scotland Yard to this day. After the autopsy, Genshin was summoned by the police to check for the presence of his ring. It was not on his hand, of course. Moreover, there were deep abrasions on his ring finger where it had been pulled off. They arrested the man there and then, right before my eyes. How could they? I brought the ring along with me today. What? Is she allowed to do that? Oh, shit. Here it is. A bit dusty from years in the stars. Goodness gracious. Yes, that's it. I haven't seen that in 10 long years. And that was found inside the victim's stomach. He swallowed that. That's pretty hard to... That's literally... So, yeah, I'm afraid so. You hesitated there, Professor Mikotoba. Should we read something into that? Well, just thinking back now, I didn't actually witness the moment it was extracted from the victim's body. Oh my, really? At the precise moment, Dr. Wilson had asked me to fetch him a new scalpel, you see. Dr. Gori? The removal of historical evidence from stores requires my consent, does it not? I don't give a shit. I just closed it. However it came to be here, the court cannot deny that this is a crucial evidence for today's proceedings. Yeah, get fucked, Stronghand. Very well. You may submit it. Man, you know, yesterday I have a bad earache. I don't know why I'm having earache. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me look at the evidence. Should have gone the other way. Flat claws are doing a good job protecting the equally fat gemstone in the middle of this ring. Yes, if you were clumsy, you could give yourself a rather nasty cut of them, I should think. Ow! Now my finger's bleeding. The claws are really sharp. Yeah, is that something you could swallow? I don't think. It would make such a dangerous ring. You couldn't swallow it without doing yourself some fairly serious damage. Surely. Sticky mochi bone of that size would go down much better, with some red bean paste in the middle. Someone as clumsy as me would probably manage to choke on it somehow. Yep, mochi is pretty dangerous to eat carelessly. What, should I just...
Objection!
Alright. I fucked up, guys. Maybe I should have just pressed the statement.
Hold it!
I really need to find a method. I'm always like not going through, you know, all the you know, the steps when doing cross-examinations. Always press before giving out a statement. You never know, it could like open up a new statement. But I don't know, maybe, you know, who could have swallowed that ring? Who could have swallowed that ring? The way only a man in my brother's caliber could. It's everything, is it? Oh, father, he looks so troubled. Perhaps because 10 years ago, something happened that been weighing on his mind. That's been weighing on his mind. Couldn't say were his words. I guess I'll go through the last press. Okay. So let's press. Man, not gonna lie, this ear of mine kind of aching. I know it's a bit off topic, but it really does. I don't know why it happened. Alright, you can say no, sadly none. But you couldn't say there wasn't any indication either, could you? No, true. I couldn't. I was at Dr. Wilson's side as he performed the procedure of recording what he did. At times, of course, he instructed me to fetch implements and such like. Whilst I was away from the operating table, obviously I could have missed something. And at those times, what was the secondary assistant doing? Following this Japanese man's orders to adjust the lining or pass his implements. But that doesn't mean Mama wasn't a vital part of the team. Quite, yes. So, would you kindly refrain from staring at my cheek like that? Alright, she was just looking at, Mikotoba. Ah, yes. It was, as a matter of fact. Alright, so it's one of these statements. Death resulted, that I found a little strange. What could be the statement? Maybe this? Shouldn't there be like internal injury? That's not the... That's Gregson's. No internal trauma noted anywhere in the body. What does that fucking mean? Well, I know what that means. It's just... What does that mean? Like, that's not a contradiction. How do you get this gem out? Yeah. I feel like this is important that I should be scraping your throat, but... Maybe do this? Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm thinking. That might be the contradiction. The court had said the ring was extracted from the victim's stomach. But you didn't actually see it being removed. Did you, Professor Mikotoba? Nope. Yeah, that's right. At the moment, I was fetching a replacement scalpel. Let me, take a drink. Are you suggesting cancel? The ring was never in the stomach to begin with, yep. Could be easily be fabricated. Dr. Wilson. Damn, Dr. Wilson's crooked? Was in possession of the ring in advance. And he produced it during the procedure, pretending to have found it there and then in the victim's stomach. Supposition at best. What possible evidence do you have to support such a rash claim? This evidence right here. That's the autopsy report. It's explicit in that report, counsel. Oh, I just noticed I got... Oh, well, that's fine. A package coming, but... Other than the ring, nothing unusual was noted internally, so I'm not sure how you intend to prove your point. You already done it for me, my lord. The lack of internal injury says it all. What? Swallow a ring of this size will require considerable effort and determination. And in addition to its size, there are sharp claws around the gemstone to contend with. My brother was a determined man, and on the brink of death, even more so, I'm sure. He would have swallowed it, yeah. Something to ensure that evil killer was brought to justice. But if he really had swallowed that enormous ring, it's inconceivable that there are no traces of its passage down his throat would have remained as eternal trauma. Yeah, you're correct. I don't know why I said it like that. Yeah, you're right. And there you arrived at the sticking point. That's precisely why I had my doubts about finding myself 10 years ago. Why didn't you say something at the time? Yeah, I just trusted him. I did. Still remember the conversation. Oh no, he did talk to him. I had with Dr. Wilson. There's no way he swallowed that. Oh shit, he actually confronted. Look at this. Now this is a very curious thing to find in a man's stomach, wouldn't you say? But isn't that rather peculiar, Dr. Wilson? What's that now, Mikotoba? Well, if he swallowed a ring that size with those sharp metal claws that it has, gee, you had expect to see damage to the throat and esophagus. Torn mucous membranes, at the very least. Dr. Mikotoba, may I remind you that I have vastly more experience than you? Wow. I'm terribly sorry. I can think of plenty of ways to explain why no injuries would be seen. No, let's say this. The victim would have appeared to have ingested the item as evidence to identify his assailant. Go ahead, write that down. Wow. Wilson was crooked. Nope. So I was right. Dr. Wilson deliberately fabricated the results of the autopsy to implicate my father. I'm disappointed, Counsel. That argument is nothing more than speculation. What? Dr. Wilson was Britain's leading authority on forensic. Man, everyone in the forensic department is goddamn crooked. Damage to the mucous membranes of the throat is easily identified even in living subjects. Yeah, using a device called an endoscope. Damn, they have that? Recently demonstrated in practical use in France. I want one. The government can pay. I don't think so. Dr. Gori, rest assured that your removal of evidence from the stars without permission will not go unpunished. Just yeet that knife at them, bro. We opened up the dead to find the truth. I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon? But Mama, she chose to stitch her corpses up with all her secrets inside. That's wrong. Dr. Gori, look as though she's chosen to walk a different path to her mother. Her mama. Mama. Excuse as I feel my hollow chalice. Excuse as I crush my hollow chalice. Yes, the ring. What about the ring? It is sharp. I just remember something. An earlier incident. What incident? One I recounted to you before. About a memory I have. Of Genshin Asogi saving my life. What? My father? Saved your life? Yeah, do I have the photo? It was on a foggy night. It wasn't even a photo. But it was a flashback. Yeah. No need to remember. I know what happened. I'm gonna skip through. Don't make a peep. We're coming for you. Bang. And he blocked it with his sword. Next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Is this where he died? He laid on the cobble street. From his left hand. Alright, he didn't... Just the left hand. He didn't... It was on the ring finger of his left hand that he used... Yeah, actually, did that not show up in the autopsy report? That he had a... left hand. Yeah, his left hand fucking got shot. Ah, are you saying... I've always believed those thugs were after me. But now, I'm starting to question if perhaps I wasn't the intended target at all. Alright. Wait, but... Alright. Inshun was arrested 2 days after that attack. In that short interval, the decisive evidence needed to indict him was miraculously found. You mean the ring was stolen from him? You think that's what the thugs were after that night? Oh, right.
Objection!
You pathetic coward. You expect me to believe that you weren't involved? Yes. It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who took it. You stole my father's ring. You set the whole thing up. Alright, no. Never mind. I'm going for the objection. Kazuma. Open your eyes. Inosuke. You must know deep down. The truth can be completely obscured even when your judgment is only slightly clouded. But at the moment, you seem to be floundering through a dense fog. Is that why you were so insistent I should be present in this trial? See you like this? Well, this is an amusing spectacle. What a grandiose expression on your face, as if you were Lady Justice herself. Seems you've thoroughly convinced yourself of this alleged fabrication of the autopsy results. So much that you're apparently blind to the blatant contradiction that would be born out of it. Oh. I didn't mean that. No. I didn't mean there was any contradiction there. If that was the case, why would Asogi not have disputed the findings in his trial? Oh. Wait, what is that? What's that? Go back. Go back. Why would Sogi not have disputed the findings in his trial? What, this trial? I don't understand. The clause caught hearing 10 years ago. Oh, right. He means Genshin Asogi. Not Kazuma. Is that right, Lord Van Zeus? He didn't say anything. I wonder why. He's probably like, oh, I've got your kids in hostage or something like that. Your Goku or something like that. But in hearing the video of guilty, he merely closed his eyes, quietly accepting the judgment. The actions of the man who accepted the responsibility for his deeds and is resigned to his fate. But then... My ear. My ear. What happened to my ear, man? It happened last night. I don't know why. I hope it's alright. I don't know. Sorry, I'm still going off course with the ear, but it really is kind of worrying me. I am a bit of a hypochondriac. Let's go through it. It hasn't disrupted this story here. Hasn't disrupted the flow yet. I mean, I probably did, but there was no fabrication of evidence during the autopsy of his final victim 10 years ago. How about you kiss my ass? But if that autopsy was all above board, there'll be nothing to stop Lord Stronghand bringing this trial to an immediate conclusion. Who was that? Kazuma. Thank you, Rinosuke. If it wasn't for your frank words just now, this trial may very well have ended prematurely. Kazuma. What's this latest absurdity, Council? I do have evidence. This middle finger. Your reasoning is perfectly sound. Bird for one giant hole. I beg your pardon? You claim my father's silence was due to the fact that there was no fabricated evidence. There's another possible explanation. You've overlooked the possibility that he had a reason for maintaining that silence. Objection. Silence that would lead him to being convicted and sent to his death? If the autopsy report was an intervention... No, actually. Wasn't he... Whoa, this isn't... I've never seen this in my life. No, I think this is when he points at us. But this is the front view. Objection. I think I know why. Yeah, because his death was avoided. Oh, those results were an intervention, alright. There's no question of that. Are you forgetting that 2 people with a connection to the autopsy had been assassinated? If I force the grievances in a feel in my mind, I start to see you in a different light. I think perhaps it's you who's been living in delusion these 10 years. Wait, me? Kazuma-sama has created one last chance for us here, Miss Naruhodo. You can only show there was a reason for his father's silence in his trial. A reason why? Could have been part of some negotiation, perhaps? Is it, do we have the known? Let me look through that known. The Asogi papers, right? Could be that. Alright, we'll see, we'll see. Enough rhetoric. The crowd must be shown evidence. What proof do you have that I could possibly claim his silence? Is it his papers? I really hope it's the papers. Yeah, I think it is. Oh no, it's not. I think the music stops right every time. Oh god. Not the papers. Alright, let's think carefully. Kazuma-sama's father is Kazuma-sama's father knew that the evidence being used to convict him was fabricated. Why would he have said nothing in his trial? I would have protested my innocence. What, should we just present the autopsy? That could be it. I don't remember. The sword? I have no idea. Is that actually not the paper? Oh, should I examine the paper? No, I can't examine the papers. It's just these 2. Is it the sword? It could be the sword. I'm gonna go with the sword.
Take that!
It's not the sword. It's not the sword. I'm so confused. What is it? Why was he silent? Why was he silent? You tell me. Must be the red-headed league, surely. What, Mr. Daly? The photograph of Gregson? I don't think so. The autopsy report. It can't be the autopsy report again. It's neither of these, right? Red scarlet ink stain? Is it this? Is it the pot? It's not the report. I should have saved. I should have saved. I don't know what it could be. Silence. I don't know. What could it be? Can I go with the person? I don't think so. Can I? No. The armband. This is the armband? I don't even know. What could it be? I would assume it's the papers, but... Alright, it's not that. When was the last autosave? Do we have an autosave? 202. Alright. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll take this save. I don't know. What could it be? Why is he silent? The red-headed league article. No. Introduction. No. Is it this? Oh, right. Yeah. This could be it, right? The execution. Take that! Okay, no. Fuck me. Oh, no, it's there. Yeah. It's true that Genshin Asugi's silence during his trial resulted in his confusion. Yeah, the missile does. That didn't really lead to his execution. Yeah. It led to his escape. An escape that was only possible because... Yeah, I was talking about it. That's why he was still alive. Yeah. I got it. Just had to get the right evidence. And a jailbreak inside a coffin. Clearly such an elaborate plan couldn't have been carried out by my father alone. He must have had the help of a collaborator from the judiciary. The dismissal note of the chief warder he was working. Yeah, daily. Indications that the jailbreak was in planning prior to the inmate's incarceration. Alright, yeah, no. Daly was involved with it, right? I don't know. In exchange for his science in court, he was given an assurance that he would be broken out of prison. Yes, with that sort of clandestine agreement in place, I can imagine he would have kept very quiet. I would go further. In fact, I would say that the elaborate jailbreak of Mr. So can be explained in no other way. Right. Order. First fabricated evidence and now jailbreak conspiracy? Of course. Because it's all intimately linked. The prosecution wished to summon a new witness to the stand. Witnesses? Witness? People who could testify about the jailbreak that took place 10 years ago. Governor Caidin and the poor chief warder of the prison? I won't allow this trial to turn into a farce. Is someone the governor of the prison after all these years? Oh, it wouldn't be any trouble, my lord. I got him on speed dial. Father, my dear friend may appear a little rattle-padded at times, but I can assure you he is extremely thorough. He's wired both Barclay and the local prisoner... Wait, he wired? He wired both Barclay and the local prison earlier. Alright, asking Governor Caidin and Mr. Vigil to attend the Old Bailey as a matter of extreme urgency. Mr. Shlomes, alright, did that. Are you telling me that both men are, unless I'm much mistaken, are coming here, waiting just outside the courtroom at this very moment? Lord Strong has probably like, how the hell are they getting these witnesses so quickly? Yeah. That's Shalom's pulling the heavy work there. He promised that we would stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind these disturbing findings. Yeah, sit your ass down, Strongheart. Very well, bring in the witnesses. Make no mistake, I too would like nothing more than to lay this business to rest once and for all. Well, I don't think he said once and for all, but... Did he say once and for all? I don't know. I didn't see the once. I just saw and for all for some reason. Alright, here he is. It's been almost 10 years, hasn't it? Would the new witness state their names and occupations for the court, please? Hi, Barry... His name's Barry. Barry Caidin. I never realized that, even though we looked. Everyone calls me Gossip. I sell Johnny little tidbits to passerbys. Yeah, your other persona, if you don't mind. Oh, yeah, I do beg your pardon. Of course. He has been doing it for 10 years. So... My name is Caidin and Vigil. I used to be the chief warden at Barclays Prison. The reason you've been summoned here to court today is to testify about the jailbreak of the so-called professor 10 years ago. Losh, the professor? We'd have been through all that this before a decade ago. And the conclusion was that there wasn't anything untoward happen. The convict escaped your prison, Governor. Hardly what you call nothing untoward. Ah, well. The convict's death certificate was somehow falsified after he was allegedly executed, and he escaped the prison inside his own coffin. A plan of that complexity could never have been carried out without the help of somebody of influence inside the prison. Governor Caidin, don't imagine that the passage of time will afford you any protection. Alright, they're saying that Caidin might have been... Is Caidin crooked? I can't believe it. If it turns out that you were involved in the plot to break Mr. Sogi out of prison, then of course, the consequences will be very serious. In all likelihood, a capital punishment. Gads, hold it on there, laddie. All I did was... Oh. Witness, Governor Caidin. Aye, sir. Aye. You have a critical role to play. Alright, therefore, think carefully before you speak. And Prosecutor Asogi, if you threaten the witness again, you will be held in contempt of court. My apologies, my lord. I'm still, flabbergasted that we still are putting up with formalities, but it's true. In the card. The law of card. Very well. Let the witness give their formal testimony. Alright. Okay. Okay. Jailbreak plot. It was the day that Japanese jock was found guilty. The directive came from the prosecution's office. I assigned the convict to the chief warden Vigil here and put the plan into action behind the scenes. I was responsible for Asogi right up till the night of his execution, but I knew nothing of any plot. I didn't know if there was some negotiations between the convict and the prosecution's office. All I did was carry out my duty for Her Majesty the Great Empire. Great British Empire, I think. A directive from the prosecution's office. Are you saying that was a jailbreak plot? Aye. That's right. Who sent it? Who authorized that plan? Anonymous, apparently. I don't know that. Saying you don't know? Listen, there wasn't a thing about the professor's case that wasn't unusual in some way. I didn't ask any questions. I just did what I was told to do. More than that, I couldn't tell you. I see. If the jailbreak plan originated from the prosecutor's office, the one thing is very clear. I suspected there were clandestine dealings going on between Mr. Asogi and that office. The jailbreak was promised in exchange for Mr. Asogi admitting to the crimes he didn't commit. I'm guessing Van Zeeks didn't know about this. That, counsel, is nothing more than speculation on your part. So, let me ask the defense. Oh, yes, my lord? I'd rather see how these witnesses have any more pertinent information here. Do you intend to assert your right to a cross-examination? Absolutely. I have no intention of squandering a single opportunity, my lord. Seems all you Japanese are fiercely tenacious? Tenacious? Is it actually called tenacious? Alright, here we go. Let's go through, I guess. Press everything. You say you don't know who actually... whatever? That's right. All it can be sure of is that it was official. If it was from the prosecution office, that narrows down who could have issued it straight away. And it wasn't me. I can't say with certainty that it did originate from the prosecution office. What? Yeah, there's no telling where it started. There's a fair chance it came from a higher up the ladder. Basically, I can't give you any indication of who was behind it. Alright. So it could have gone somewhere higher, then to the prosecution office, then below that. The order must have come somebody in authority, I suppose. The likes of us on the ground, as it were, didn't bother with idle speculation, I think. We just did the job.
Hold it!
So, Mr. Vigil, you don't know anything about it at all? I don't know why my mouth was like really close to the mic, sorry. My only role in the scheme was as a scapegoat. That's right, isn't it, Governor? Oh, shit. The poor beggar had to take the rap for it. Damn. Alright then. Who else did know about the plan? I've not the first idea, laddie. My part in the whole business was basically just dealing with the aftermath. I wouldn't be surprised if there were other folk in the prison service who'd been given similar orders. So you don't know who else was involved? Aye, that's right. I could tell you. So the night it actually happened, the person at the reins was Dr. Stevens. Dr. Connie Stevens? Or Dr. Sheath, as she's known now. But yeah, I had to get caught up in such a terrible business. Well, you had a big position, didn't you? I was responsible, but I knew nothing about the plot. Yep. That's a contradiction. Do you not know anything that's happening in the letter? Oh no. Could be the... oh, everything was unusual. Exception after exception. After all, it was the professor. The man had terrorized the country as never before his crimes. I said never before. I don't know what I said. In order to hide his identity, he was forced to wear an iron mask over his head. Hideous treatment. The fellow was surprisingly docile for someone who's taken the lives of 5 of the country nobles. Being the chief warder, I was the only person permitted to approach his cell. I can still hardly believe that I was duped by my own country. Poor Vigil. I believe you jumped from the window of the governor's office when the jailbreak was blamed on you, didn't you? Gosh, Vigil. Cannot apologize enough. No, Governor. I don't believe you can. You won't change what's happened. Yeah, that's true. I don't think he'll ever forgive. That's right, Vigil. I didn't know if there was some negotiation between the convict and the prosecution. I was like, how do you even say it? I didn't ken. I don't know how ken is no. It must be like some Scottish, right? As it may, I didn't ken nothing about it. I'm pretty sure it is Scottish. I can. I don't know how ken is no. I don't know how ken is no. I don't know how. So you were just following orders, is that it? I was afraid that won't absolve your guilt here. The man was still killed legally, even if he was a condemned criminal. You may very well be found complicit in murder. Isn't this threatening him? So, what's it to be, is it? Even with the threat of conviction, you won't break your silence? I guess it's the last statement, maybe. All I did was carry out my duty for Her Majesty's Great British Empire. Alright. Gotta save the Queen, huh? Did you carry out the plan in entirely? Yeah, I did everything I could. As you know, Genshin Sogi was shot dead in Lowgate Cemetery after the escape. Tell me, was that part of the plan too? My instructions were to do with getting the jock out of the jail and nothing more. Can't tell you anything about what happened after that, only... personally, I believe his death was the last part of the plan. Oh, nice. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Mr. Vigil, is something wrong? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. He's saluting now? What is it, some sort of Barker convention? What Governor Caidin was just saying seemed to upset you. Did it bring something to your mind, perhaps? Yeah. Oh, Vigil, man. Vigil didn't do nothing wrong. The last 10 years, I've completely blotted down the memories of my time from my mind. I was betrayed by my superiors in the name of my country. Oh, I thought we were presenting evidence. I just hit the bumper. You see, thinking back now, I really can't imagine the shooting of Mr. Sogi in the cemetery was ever part of the plan. What makes you think that? Oh, right. Okay, it just doesn't make sense, does it? You work all your way to get the man out, and then he just dies in the cemetery? Yeah, only to kill him in the end. That's treachery of the worst kind, but the point is, the intention was always to betray him. Why would there be any need for all the, how to say that? What is that? Canaries? Canaries? How you say it? I don't think that's how you say it. Canary. Oh yeah, there we go. Canary. I think that's how you pronounce it, it looks like. Ah. All the... I forgot what's the word for it. There's another word. All the... I don't think it's tomfoolery. All the shenanigans. Yeah, that's what it is. Shenanigans. I just like had the word and then it disappeared. I got it back. I suppose nobody knows what really went on in the execution room now. Yeah, there's an unsettling mystery, certainly. Truth be told, there was a wee matter that was never quite made sense to me. Oh, that was the wee matter, you know. If you believe there was some kind of negotiation behind the jailbreak between Asogi and a body at the top, this doesn't quite add up, does it? Governor Caidin, I must insist that you explain these doubts that you have. By amending your formal testimony. Alright, here we go. Ah, gads. Hi. Go on then. Straw Hat's like, oh shit. Seems to me that the Japanese fella didn't have nothing to bargain with. Alright, how about the papers? Should I save it? Might as well.
Hold it!
I'll just hold it first, yeah. Meaning to the crimes that was what he bargained with, surely. Can I say see that myself? Say that or see that? After all, did the prosecution have conclusive evidence against the Kali, eh? This, you mean? Discovered during the final victim's autopsy. There's every possibility this conclusive evidence was fabricated by Scotland Yard in the prosecution office. Possibilities are all very well, but nothing has been proven yet. You can holler about misconduct in the trial 10 years ago all you like. But if you can't establish that it happened with the hard evidence, yeah, how about his throat? His throat! His throat! It's sharp. There's no fucking way people believe that he swallowed the ring. He swallowed that ring that you could get cut easily. No way. Over my dead body. Yeah, the plan to break the man out of the prison was definitely put in practice. So he must have been armed with something that gave him an angle to negotiate. So Kusogi-san agreed to confess to his crime because he was assured he'd be broken out of prison later. I really don't think that Kazuma-sama's father would have engaged in such negotiations. But perhaps something compelled him to agree. What a terrible thing. Using the law to legitimize such underhand dealings with a desperate man. Only to double-cross him in the end? It's quite the opposite of justice. Yeah, you just played him. Played him like a fiddle. Something doesn't quite add up, Miss Naruto. No, it doesn't. But I can't quite put my finger on it. Well, in that case, we must keep digging until we identify the problem. Yeah, I think it's this statement. Must be with the papers, right?
Objection!
Yep, there we go. Confessing under oath to murders he didn't commit on verbal assurance on later being broken out of prison. Yoshisogi was taking an incredibly risky gamble. Very true. There's nothing to stop the British breaking their word and executing him behind closed doors anyway. Under normal circumstances, no man would stake his life on a gentleman's agreement like that. Which means that Mr. Sogi must have have had must have had a trump card. Something that would guarantee he wouldn't be betrayed. Some kind of weapon. Avars. The fella couldn't possibly have anything like that. You know that he did, Governor. The Asogi papers. The name given to the last will and testament of Genshin Asogi. Ah. Turns out that Mr. Asogi was hiding his will in his cell at Barclay. Chief Warden of Vigil caught him with it that day. You squirreled, didn't you, you weird rat? Did I tell you to keep that a secret? You can't touch me now. Yeah, what the hell? Ugh. Yeah, when Mr. Vigil caught sight, yeah, he had, you know, Vigil had every right to do that. To tell us that. He just fucking ruined his life, man. What? Alright then. What's on the paper? Last will and testament. This will is the only weapon I have left now. A weapon. And after the convict had been killed following the elaborate pretense of the jailbreak, that document mysteriously disappeared, didn't it? Well, yes. All the prison wardens searched through the belongings in his cell, but that will was just nowhere to be found. As I understand it, exhaustive search was made for the document, which became known as the Asogi papers. Why do we have the papers? I believe you ordered your prison staff to find it at all costs, didn't you? Huh? Would I be right in saying that you knew? You knew that the so-called Asogi papers had the potential to make great waves somehow. Jinx. What the blazes are you blathering about? The will was found, right and proper. In the fella's cell where it should, what I said it would be. How could that be? Where in his cell? We all searched the place, from the top to the bottom. Well, you didn't do a proper job, eh? You peely wily gallot. You can't criticize me now. I showed you before, didn't I? Young lawyer? Young lawyer? Yeah, young lawyer. Sorry, I might have cut it out because I was muting the mic. It's written in Japanese and reads, the last will, the last will and testament of Genshin Asogi, which means everything is as it should be. Not quite, my lord, you see. There's an undeniable inconsistency here. What? What inconsistency? I don't know what it is. Mr. Asogi described this document as the only weapon he had left. Alright. And yet, this will contains nothing of significance at all. Nothing that would have given the convict any leverage. Are you suggesting, my learned friend, that the last will and testament still at Barclay prison all these years is actually a fake? Oh. As has clearly been demonstrated already. What went on in Barclay prison was far above, or far from above board. Our last vilification by the defense was an affront. An affront to the entire British legal system. Well, you can't say much because the whole British legal system is corrupt. Clearly. Be lying or sorely mistaken. No, I definitely heard him say that, I swear. Yeah, it's true. It's all from word and mouth here. We need to get a bottom of this. We need to know exactly what happened with these so-called Asogi papers. A waste of time. If the will was fake, where's the real document? Up your ass. Mr. Vigil was stabbed in the back by the judiciary 10 years ago. He lost everything, very nearly his own life. And now you're gonna do it again. You ready to brand him a liar and turn your back on him without letting him defend himself? It's clear that Barclay prison is hiding something. It's clear that the jailbreak was masterminded by someone in the prosecution office. Or prosecutor's office. Is your lordship just gonna gloss over the facts? Be responsible? We should hear more of the chief warden. Have him testify again. Testify. Testify. Let's go, Vigil. Let's go. Testify. Alright, let the witness testify again. Tell the court precisely what you think you saw. Yeah. Yes, sir, my lord. Alright. Vigil, don't mess this up.